appartiendra mon pays. Je m'engage à poursuivre cette tradition de liberté pour moi-même et pour toute l'humanité. I am a Canadian, a free Canadian, free to speak without fear, free to worship God in my own way, free to stand for what I think is right, free to oppose what I believe wrong, free to choose those who shall govern my country. This heritage of freedom I pledge to uphold for myself and all mankind. Indeed, it is this heritage of freedom that Prime Minister Diefenbaker spoke of that has drawn so many millions to our great country. And it has been in defense of this heritage of freedom that so many Canadians have given their lives in so many struggles against tyranny and oppression around the world. Au fil de l'histoire, comme à notre époque, les gouvernements qui violent la liberté religieuse tendent également à s'immiscer dans tous les autres aspects de la vie. Throughout history, and in our own day, governments that violate religious freedom are also prone to impose themselves in every other sphere of life. In contrast, the great tradition of which Canada is a leading example is founded on the recognition of what Prime Minister Diefenbaker called the sacred personality of man. It is the tradition of limited government under the rule of law, a government limited by its profound respect for the inviolable dignity of the human person, and thus limited, a government dedicated to promoting the freedom and prosperity of the people it serves. Our government is dedicated to this purpose, and we will work with other countries and all peoples of goodwill to promote the principles we share. En terminant, mesdames et messieurs, je tiens à vous parler d'une rencontre personnelle. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you a little bit about a personal encounter I had, one that speaks to the fundamental importance of our initiative today. I'm privileged in the course of my service as Prime Minister to encounter many extraordinary individuals. And from time to time, even among all of these extraordinary people, someone is exceptional. One such person I met in my office on Parliament Hill in 2011. He was the Minister of Minorities of Pakistan, Shahbaz Bhatti. Shahbaz Bhatti a travaillé inlassablement à défendre les plus vulnérables, non seulement les autres chrétiens, mais aussi les hindous, les sikhs, les musulmans ahmadistes et toutes les autres minorités. He worked tirelessly to defend the vulnerable, not only his fellow Christians, but also Hindus, Sikhs, Ahmadiyya Muslims, and all other minorities. He did so knowing that it placed him under a constant and imminent threat to his life. He was an honorable and humble man. Shahbaz and I discussed the threats faced by religious minorities and the need for Canada to do more. Seulement 3 semaines après, en se rendant travailler à Islamabad, Shahbaz Bhatti a été assassiné. Only 3 weeks later, while traveling to work in Islamabad, Shahbaz Bhatti was assassinated. Those of us who met him, and certainly his family and friends, will continue to mourn his loss. But his legacy is, I believe, a legacy of hope. Hope for those who are persecuted for their faith, hope for those who believe we can make a difference, hope that if there is goodness enough to inspire one man to speak out, even in the most harrowing of circumstances, there is goodness enough to inspire all of us to do our part. Contrairement à celui de Shahbaz, le nom de la plupart des innombrables hommes et femmes qui font l'objet de persécutions religieuses nous est inconnu. Nous nous tenons à le dire, le Canada ne les oubliera pas. Si on le réduit au silence, nous prendrons la parole en leur nom. Unlike Shahbaz, most of the countless men and women who are persecuted for their faith are not known to us by name. But to them we say, Canada will not forget you. When you are silenced, we will speak out. We will use our freedom to plead for yours. And we will not rest until the day you can exercise fully and without fear your birthright as members of the human family. Merci beaucoup. Thank you.